Matter of fact, I believe we have everyone in. All right, let me show everyone that. So we have a new system that we're starting today. I am posting the modules to the top of the modules, not the bottom. Apologize that. Look, there's people out there. Good morning. The first thing I would love you to do is to sign up for a breakout room for Internet Dilemma. So if you go in here, it's just a Google sheet. It's going to be a sign up form. Sign up. You need to tell me what subject you're doing. You need to tell me your name and then what subject you're doing. The idea is to try and get a digital divide, a internet, censorship, one of each, at least in each room, just so that you guys are not going to be bored hearing the same speech over and over again. Okay? So the idea is not to put all the net neutralities in one room or the digital divides. Try and spread yourselves out. Okay? Now the next thing that I need to get from you is, oh, Alex is running away at 10:30. Alex, all that's going to mean is you're going to need to study for the test on your own. There is a Kahoot in the presentation, and there is a warm test practice also in the module.
Okay, thank you.
What I need everyone to put in the chat is, let me know if I give you 15 minutes to finish up your project, will you be able to present for the next 15 minutes? The idea is we're going to have 15 minutes to work on our projects, 15 minutes to present your projects to each other. You're doing it to your peers in your breakout room. And then we'll come back together. We'll look at the test prep sheet, and then we're going to do a Kahoot. All right? Does that make sense to everyone? So if you are not going to be ready, if I give you 15 minutes to finish up your presentation, what you need is your platform for your candidate and at least 2 bullets, how it's going to help someone, and then 2 bullets of how it's going to hurt someone. Okay? That's what you're going to need to be presenting out. If people question you, that's where you use your other materials to draw on. All the start of the sheet is just to give you, to help you organize the information you needed to create your candidate's platform and who is going to be helped by their platform and who is going to be hurt by their platform. Okay, I'm not seeing anyone writing in the chat. So I am going to assume, and I hate to say we know what happens when we assume, that if I give everyone 15 minutes, we'll be able to make this work. Okay, anybody have a real problem? Ken thinks he needs 20, but I am sure that you can eke out that extra 5 minutes when you're in your room. Just don't present first. Okay, I'm getting a lot of carrots. I'm not quite sure how to interpret the carrots, but since nobody seems to be saying anything negative, let's do that. So it is 10:20 right now. I will give you till 10:35 to work on your projects, okay? I don't think we need to be in our breakout rooms for this. Let me know if anyone wants to go into a breakout room. But for the moment, you guys have 15 minutes to finish up your project, get it all looking nice. And then I'm going to put everyone in breakout rooms and you're going to present to each other. I'll try and visit rooms as we're doing that. So we'll spend 15 minutes presenting. Hopefully everyone will get a chance. It shouldn't be that long. Your candidate's platform and the pros and cons, who it will hurt, who it will affect, should only take you around 2-3 minutes. If anyone has questions, so we should be in good shape. Then we're going to spend the rest of the class prepping for our test, which is going to be on Thursday. Okay, go to it. I will start constructing our fabulous breakout rooms. I may rearrange some of you since I've got things like 3 network neutralities in one room. I see exactly who needs you.
Wait, instead of changing us up, can I just change mine?
Who's that? Ken? Yeah, Ken, can you go to room 6? Would that be okay? Everyone in there is Digital Divide.
Can I just change myself to Digital Divide and do it for my group?
How can you change? You've got multiple scenarios you're working? I mean, your whole presentation is geared towards one thing: network neutrality, digital divide, or internet censorship. So I don't think you can just change your project, can you?
Well, all right. You could just put me in room 6.
If you don't want to, I can grab someone else.
It's fine. You could put me
Okay.
there.
Thank you, Ken. I really appreciate it. I don't think everyone is signed up for a breakout room. We can figure it later, but please do. Oh, dang it, why? Okay, the breakout room document is in the chat now. It is also in our module.
said not to worry about it. So I'm gonna, talk to Rich about that. But he denied. I got the rights to this. He just wants to get these special images on there.
Okay, how's everyone doing? Time is just about up, but I can give everyone another 2 minutes. Will that help, or do we want to just go for it? 2 more minutes. Okay, no problem. Let's make it 3. So we'll stop at 10:38. Okay, one more minute. Okay, team. I just don't want to cut us short on prep for the test. Uh, So what you're going to do now, I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. Everybody go into your breakout room. Someone's going to need to take the lead, and you guys just need to decide who goes first, second, third, fourth. You know, why doesn't the person who woke up the latest this morning go first, and then it'll continue clockwise around, if that makes sense. Do whatever you like. I'll come visit. The idea is you're just going to present your candidate's platform and then who is going to be benefited by that platform and who is not going to be benefited by that platform. Then you can take a couple questions from your friends, but why don't we just go around the group, have each person present, and then if you guys all get done, you can take questions on it. And that's where you'd use your other information. Does that all make sense to everyone? You're going to go into your rooms. You're going to present your platform, your who's going to be helped, who is not going to be helped. You'll go around the circle. You'll start with the person who woke up latest. If you make it all the way around the circle, then you can start asking questions about your different things because they're cool topics. I'll just be visiting to watch and make sure that everything works. If you have any questions, problems, just text me. All right, in we go. 10:39, with any luck, we'll be out by 11:05. Matt, can I help you? Matt? Oh, there.
You're on mute.
It doesn't even show. Thank you. How did this work for everyone? Would you rather have had more time to share out more of the information that you worked on, or did just sharing the candidate's platform seem to work for you? I feel like if you could have gone through your whole sheet like people were starting to do, you would have felt a little more fulfilled by all the hard work that you did. But I just want to get to the test prep. Okay, everyone's being very quiet. We have succeeded, so that is brilliant. Let's start looking at our test prep. So this is to be turned in, the Unit 2 test review. There should be a way to do it through this link. Let's go over this. Okay. Let me make sure. Sharing the right screen. So you can pull out your test prep. As a team, maybe we want to do this in the chat. Let's start off with, the first question is, what are the differences between a computing device, a computing network, a computing system, and a path? Who would like to take a piece of that and give an answer? Can someone tell me what a computing device is?
Isn't it just the normal computer that does like computing?
Yes, but what did we say that a computing device does?
Run a program.
I think a computing device can run a program. That sounds right to me. Okay, so next in our thing is a computing network. What is special about a network?
There are multiple computing devices.
Yep, that's the first part. But what's the difference between a computing system and a computing network?
It can send and receive data.
Correct. The difference between a computing network and a computing system is the ability to send and receive data. That a computing system is a group of computers that can perform a task, I think, basically, that they can, they are programming together, but they are not able to send or receive a task, send or receive data. And what is a path? What is a path in our computing world?
It's basically like a connection between a sender and a receiver that like a message travels on.
It's the route that your message travels from the sender to the receiver. Are the paths usually straight lines?
No.
No. Okay, that's great. So those are the basics. I think these are right back at the start of the chapter. It breaks down a path, a computing device, a computing system, and then a computing network. Describe how these four protocols help information to be sent over the internet. First off, everyone's favorite, or my personal favorite, is TCP. What does TCP do for us?
It's how computers send packets of data to each other.
TCP is what's the other system other than TCP?
IP?
IP.
No,
CPU.
there's TCP and it's one of these four.
Oh, UDP.
UDP, correct. That's perfect. What is the difference between TCP and UDP? I was witnessing it yesterday trying to watch a football game as my picture was breaking up. What does UDP do? What do we think of when you see the letters UDP?
Might have it mixed up, but I'm pretty sure UDP is more for speed and then TCP is more for accuracy when sending things or like.
Exactly, that is perfect. UDP is for speed, and what does UDP do? UDP just think shotgun. UDP just throws it out there and could care less what hits the wall, whatever. It's just sending it out into the internet and praying that the things make it to where they go. There is no system to recover packets, count packets, do anything. You're just sending it all as fast as you can. And my receiver was not receiving them fast enough, so my picture was breaking up. TCP. TCP counts packets, orders packets in the right order, requests any missing packets, and confirms that all packets have been received. Okay? Does that make sense? TCP is the accountant. UDP, it's think of the Odd Couple. UDP just throws everything out, could care less. TCP is the uptight, Felix Unger roommate who organizes the packages, labels the packages, delivers the packages, gets the ones that are missing, says everything's complete, very organized. TCP, you would want to be your roommate. Okay.
Wait, I have a question on TCP.
Yep.
So TCP takes information that like you have from your personal device and sends it to, where does it send it to?
Now this is something I was getting confused myself and got it straightened out. TCP and UDP, I do not believe are on your device. These are layers of the internet. So it's on a router. When you send out of, that your packets, because this is what was confusing me last time. Let me help. If I just went into our presentation, okay. Can you see my full screen? Is it presenting? Let me just stop and start just to make sure. So when I'm looking at this chart, my thought was that these things were happening inside my device. They are not happening inside the device. This is the internet that is doing it. And this is where DNS is at the top, and DNS is attaching the IP address to get this to me. TCP, IP, and the physical internet are all occurring outside of my device. It comes into my device, and when I send it out, it goes to DNS and then TCP. Those are on routers. Those are not on your devices. And that's why DNS has a role here. That was what was really confusing me, was how DNS is doing something inside my phone, because I felt that it had already arrived at my phone, so it had the address, but it didn't. This is all the internet, okay? All right, let me get out of this. I hate to say, I am learning right along with you on some of these issues. All right, so let's get back into our test review. Okay, so does that make sense for everyone? So IP, what does IP stand for?
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol. What does the IP Internet protocol do?
It acts as an address for each device. So when sending a message, you would put in the IP address to the device you're sending the message to.
The IP address is DNS's, is DNS's job. It is not IP's job to be putting IP addresses on. IP makes sure that you have to, it attaches to and from to your messages. Okay? So I hate to have to go back there, but I think I should keep that piece up. I know I've got this right here. So let me just put that thing that we were on before back up here. No, that's not working. So you've really got to be thinking about these layers of the internet, okay? All right, IP attaches to and from addresses to each packet. IP reads and groups packets based on the from address, okay? So what IP does is with incoming messages, IP reads and groups packets based on the from address. Outgoing messages, IP attaches to and from addresses to each outgoing packet. Okay? It is not assigning an IP address. That is the job of DNS. Okay? So let's get out of here and back into here. Right. And then HTTP. What is HTTP? What is the co-equal of HTTP in terms of the layers of the internet? What is on the same layer as HTTP?
DNS, right?
DNS is on the same layer, the top layer. What's my favorite expression for what HTTP stands for?
A GET request.
It's a GET request. HTTP is the language that you use to ask DNS to get for a GET request. Okay? HTTP is how you send a request. HTTP is what's in your browser, and you are sending a request. If I want to go to code.org, I am sending that message in HTTP to the server for DNS to attach the IP address to that and get it to where it's supposed to go. Okay? Why is it important to think about the path information takes as it moves through the internet? Okay? Anybody have an idea for this? Why is it important to think about the path that information takes as it moves through the internet? You have to understand how messages move from one router to another, what makes messages drop, and ideally you're trying to get the shortest path. You're always trying to take the shortest path. I'll see if I can find a more definitive answer for that, what they're looking for. What is fault tolerance? How does it relate to the internet? This should be easy. Come on, think of our fabulous videos. What did Vince Cerf need to create?
It's like how long a system can work and go on without stopping or getting interrupted by something.
No, not really. When they made the internet, what were they trying to design?
It's like if you take away one thing, it still works.
If you got rid of if you blew up a piece of it, it would still work. Fault tolerance has to do with the failure of some components. So if some components of this system fail, if it is a fault tolerant system, the system will still work with some components failing, okay? That is fault tolerance. What is the digital divide and why is it important to address? Everyone should know this after today.
Wait, how does false tolerance relate to the internet?
You just did it. If you blow up a piece of the internet, it will still work. the internet can function without some of its components. A system where some components can fail and it still works is called a fault tolerant system. It tolerates things failing.
Thank you.
No problem. What is the digital divide and why is it important to address? This is probably going to be on your AP test, is why they're emphasizing this. We just went over this today, so somebody should have an answer. Okay?
It's the divide of people who have access to computers and internet and those who don't.
Yes. And why is that important to address? Okay, I'm going to speed us up because I want us to get into the Kahoot. You can finish the Kahoot on your own, but I think it will be graded. So the digital divide and why is it important to address? The digital divide has to do with some people being able to afford things like paying for their ISP providers, computers, etc., and other people can't. Some people live in remote areas where it's not easy to get the internet. It is important to address because the internet is such a driver for economic benefit. It really helps people who have access to the internet are doing better economically. And so we don't want anyone to be left behind. We need a policy as a country to address how are we going to help people who can't get access to the internet access, because it is important as a nation that we all have access. Does that make sense? Okay, DNS, we've been over this. What does DNS do?
It gives the IP address of the thing you're looking for.
Fabulous, Dennis. That is exactly what DNS does. DNS, let's go back to our fabulous picture. I'm going to double share again just for grins. You make a DNS request when you send your HTTP and it matches the website name with its IP address. DNS also reads and handles incoming messages. All right, let me go into today's presentation. And let me get us into our Kahoot. Why am I on day 2? That's not right. Okay. So for today, should have done this earlier. We've only got about 5 minutes, so I want to get into this. We had our warm up in Canvas. We finished our internet dilemmas. We have our test review, and now we are going into the Kahoot. All right, we've done this. Sign up for topics. Digital divide. Let me just go over this. Differing access to computing devices and the internet, based on socioeconomic, geographic, or demographic characteristics, can affect both individual and groups, raises ethical concerns of equity, access, and influence globally and locally, affected by the actions of individuals, organizations, and governments. Okay, we've done our test review. We're going to our Kahoot review. All right, now why am I not? Here I am. Come on, don't do this to me. All right, so I'm going to go, whoop. Okay, home. Look. Oh. Why am I not seeing what I need? Oh, come on. So, I apologize for this. Quick, come on. How do I get back? Let me make sure I am signed into Kahoot. So it's saying the best ideas for playing the Kahoot virtually either have the computer screen with our Zoom and a cell phone with the Kahoot, or use a split screen on your computer, or use both. You can play the Kahoot, but you need to, there's my problem. Didn't click the link. Oh, come on. What is going on? Why isn't this working? Hang on. I can do this. Stop sharing, so I'm going to my emails.
Can we just do the Kahoot on our own? Because we only have like 1 more minute.
I hear you. No, I'm just trying to, I don't know why it's acting so weird today. It worked fine. Come on, what is going on? Anybody have a better idea of what I'm doing wrong with the Kahoot? So I've got, are you guys getting to, I don't know why it's not generating a password. Come on. Why is it not? I'm sorry. Okay. Hang on. I gotta make sure that you guys can do this. So here's the Kahoot login. All right, so let me see. Hang on. This is unit 1. This is not unit 2. I'm so pissed. All right. I'm going to need to send this to you guys. You're going to have to do it on your own. I really apologize for this. I don't understand why it is fighting me so badly. If I go to the Kahoot, I don't understand why it's not dropping me into, no. Don't want to be in creating a Kahoot. Okay, team, you're done. It's lunchtime. I will get back to you as soon as I can with this. I am so sorry.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
Thursday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.